If I said the name Jim Henson, you'd automatically think the voice of Kermit the Frog, Sesame Street, the Muppets, Miss Piggy. But did you ever really think about the man behind all of those things and how he came up with those great ideas? You can come to the Museum of Science and Industry and find out all about him and more at Jim Henson's Fantastic World. The Jim Henson Legacy was created by family and friends in response to the interest in the life and work of Jim Henson. The organization is dedicated to preserving and perpetuating his contributions to the worlds of puppetry, television, motion picture special effects, and media technology. The exhibition is organized by the Jim Henson Legacy and cites the Smithsonian Institution Traveling Exhibition Service.
Well, part of it is that we have a really wonderful archives, and Jim saved everything. And so over the last 20 years, we've created this archives of materials that nobody has seen. And I felt like to tell Jim's story, you can do it in books, and we certainly go out and do film series and things to show his work on the screen. But there's all these wonderful artifacts and artwork that people don't see, and that's an important part of Jim's story.
He began his television career in 1954 performing puppets on the Sam and Friends show at the University of Maryland. An early version of Kermit, which was made from Jim's mother's old coat and some ping pong balls, was featured. He also introduced and created puppets for commercials. Perhaps the most famous was Purina Dog Chow's Rolf the Dog. Between 1964 and 1969, Henson produced several experimental films, including the award-winning Timepiece, which is a 9-minute film that went on to be nominated for a 1965 Academy Award. The film is now being taught in film schools.
One of the biggest parts of Jim's personality that comes through in his work is his optimism. He really saw possibilities everywhere and was not shy about aiming high and really setting his goals and saying that anything is possible. Whether it was a puppet performance or some technical thing, he said, let's try it and let's go out there. And I think that it's nice being in this museum because this museum is all about innovation and all about inspiration and really trying to get to the moon or trying to get to that next thing. And Jim took that with him every day when he went to work and said, what can we do next? There were no limits for Jim Henson.
The exhibit is as exciting for adults who grew up watching The Muppet Show and Sesame Street as it is for children who are watching it today. Some of your favorite puppets are on display, like best friends Bert and Ernie, whose friendship was based on the one between Jim Henson and Frank Oz. Younger guests to the exhibit will get a chance to try their hand at storyboarding, creating a character, and performing before an audience in the puppet theater. The exhibit wouldn't be complete without Kermit the Frog, who has been said to be Jim Henson's alter ego as he greets visitors in the green room as they enter the exhibit. Where there is Kermit, Miss Piggy is not far behind. Miss Piggy's career began as a simple Midwestern pig created for a Muppet special called Return to Beneath the Planet of the Pigs.
Little pig with little button eyes and very sweet and in a space costume. But very quickly she morphed into a slightly more sexy diva for a Herb Alpert special that was being done. And although she returned to her other personality, she kept referring back to these glamorous eyes that we'd found for her. And I had given her pearls, and because of the deadlines, I had quickly made gloves for arms that I couldn't replace, and I had thrown on this lavender satin dress, and she kept going back to it.
The Smithsonian Institution Traveling Exhibition Service has been taking Smithsonian and American legends and icons all around the country for more than 60 years.
Jim Henson is a remarkable creative person. He was a visual thinker. He thought in pictures and in images, and you'll see if you look at all the storyboards, he did a lot of drawing instead of writing things down, and that's one thing that's very, very exciting. The other is he loved technology. So anytime there was something new, he was one of the first to play with it and figure it out, not only for its intended uses, but also for unintended uses. So we look at him as an innovator, as a creator, as an artist, as a scientist. He had to work with a variety of different materials to create the effects that he wanted to have.
Jim Henson's Fantastic World will be at the Museum of Science and Industry through January 23, 2011. For more information, visit msichicago.org.